Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. This year should be a special schus for Lior Rachel Bas Chaya Rezel and Rabbi Eliezer Moshe Cohen ben Sharna Mariam. We're going to be discussing Siyata Dishmaya, the Inyan of Kinyan Ishus, but then Noach will be Yisroel. The Torah tells us that Abimelech took Sarah, and then Hashem told him not to touch her. And then Abimelech defended himself. He said, Agoygam Tzadik Tarog, you're going to kill me. Hello, Hu Amar Liachosi, she told me she's a sister. I did it with a complete heart, with clean hands. So the Brisker Rav explains in the Chedushay Grizz al Torah and Tavshin Menvav, Oschav Zayin, that the din of Abimelech was for two things. Number one, she's a Bulaz Baal, like the Torah says. And Noach is Muzar al Eishes Ish. You'll see numerous places in the Gemara. And also, Ad Gezel. If you see that Noach was Miyached a Shifra for his Ebed, and he has beer with her, the other has beer with her, he's killed. Rashi says, because it's Gezel. So Abimelech was taken to task for two things, for taking Eishes Ish and for Gezel. So Hashem said, you better not touch her. Because even though when Noach is Miyached a Shifra for his Ebed, there's no Ishus, but there is a Kinyan. There is a Kinyan for the Abed, and the Mela, if he has beer with her, the other has beer with her, it's Gezel. He's taken to task for both. Bnei Noach has both. And Natalie Melech answers, no. And Arayas, he said, she's a Chosi, she's my sister, she's a Pnuya, she's Muteris, and therefore B'som Levi, I did it with a complete heart. And of Tainas on me. And on the time of Gezel, he said, of Gnu Kapaya Sisizos, I have clean hands. Nikoyin Kapayim goes on Gezel. And that's because he didn't know that she was an Eishes Ish. And therefore, no Gezel. No Gezel, and there's no sleep with an Eishes Ish. And that's what Hashem says, Hashev Eishes Ish, etc. You're going to die and everybody with you if you don't give her back. In other words, you have to return her. You have to return her. There's Gezel. And if not, you and everybody else is going to die because Bnei Noach have dinim. And dinim means that you have to judge people who do sins. No, but they didn't judge you, so everybody's chayv misa for not keeping the Sheva Mitzvahs. One of the Sheva Mitzvahs is dinim. So you see by Ben Noach, there's both a Kinyan Ishus and also Kinyan, a regular Kinyan besides the Ishus. Besides the Ishus, there's also a Kinyan in the Isha. And not only that, but by Yisroel, we have the same thing. We also have that by Kedushin, there's an Eishes Ish, there's Ishus. And there's also Kinyan. He's Kohen, and anybody who takes her is considered a Gazlan. He's Kinyan Mamish Labal. Going to Mordechai Elephant proves this very, very beautifully. We're going to go on his Mahalach. In the Gemara Gittin Pei Beis on the Beis, it says that when Reuven was Mekadosh and Isha Chutz Shimon Achiv, and then Shimon was Mekadosh Chutz Reuven, and they both die, is even with Levi. She's not called Eishes Shnei Mason, because Kedushay Reuven were effective, and Kedushay Shimon were not effective, and therefore she's only considered wife of Reuven, and therefore Levi, the third brother, can do Yibum. So Pashas in the Gemara, Kedushay Shimon weren't effective at all, but the Rashba says that Kedushay Shimon were effective. They were effective to Aser her to be on Reuven, because the Kedushin of Shimon were Tofes the Gabe Alma, they also asked her to be on Reuven. And therefore, says the Rashba, even Reuven is also to have beer with her because he's Mishtamesh on the tzad that's Mekudesh to Shimon. And therefore, he's also to both of them. So what does it mean that Kedusha Shimon Lo Ahanu? That his Dibor didn't answer on Reuven because he said to her, you're married to me for everybody except for Reuven. Reuven married her to everybody except for Shimon, and then Shimon married to everybody except for Reuven. The Gemara says only Reuven's Kedushin works. And Rashba explains Shimon Kedushin also works. Not to answer on Reuven, because he said Chutz me Reuven, and not that she's also to Reuven, says the Rashba, Ari de Sur via de Revialo. There's a sister that hovers on her, and that's why she's also to Reuven. Because she cannot be with either of them now. It's hard to understand the Rashba. So why is she not considered Eishes Shnei Mason? So it's also to her. Why is she not considered Eishes Shnei Mason? She's also to both of them. It's also hard to understand. But since Kedusha Shimon were Tofes, so she's an Eishes Ish Gemura. So why isn't she also to Reuven out Eishes Ish? Why does the Rashba say, no? He didn't ask her B'diburo, just is an Ari Disur V'yala. a difference. Sof kol sof. She's also to Reuven. Who cares that he didn't answer, Shimon didn't answer with a specific gibor. She's also to Reuven, she'd be an Ishus. Something else we have to understand. That the Rebbe Lezer says that if a person is Megarish and Isha, and he says, Harayim Muteris L'chol Adam, this is getting paid based on the days, except for Ploni, you're divorced from me. You're mutter to every man except for Ploni, it's a good get. Because the Pasuk says, even if she's only Mizgareshes, even though she divorces Me'isha from her husband, but not to copy anybody else, she could not mutter to anybody else, she's still psulim in a kahuna. That already passes, that already makes her a divorcee. So you see that it's a good get. Rashi says, you're Megureshes from me, and you're mutter l'chol adam, Rashi says, that's a recha get. That passes her in a kahuna. And from that you see it's a good get. It's very difficult to understand. If she's not mutter to any man, so he didn't do anything. Why is it called a get? Toast already asked this. And they say we have to say that the Isser of Kahuna is different. If it's Pasha, that even according to Eliezer, not a good get at all. And if he dies, she's Muteris L'Siyabim. She could do Yibum because it wasn't considered a get. So it's Kahuna, she can't marry Cohen. Ayin Shem Matos is what they say. But you can't say that it's a get. So Rashi seems to say that it's a get. How can you have a get when she's mutter to the rest of the world? She wasn't divorced copy the rest of the world. How can you say it's a get? How can you say this is a get when she's not usher to the rest of the world? So you can explain as follows. Ezra Relafon. That in Gittin and Gimel Amid Aleph, it says that if a woman's a half a shifcha, half a baschorin, and she's miskadeshes to Reuven, and then she's freed, and then she's miskadeshes to his brother Shimon, and they both die, he does yibum with Levi. And she's not called Eisha Shnei Meis, she's not called the wife of two dead people. Why not? She had Kedushin when she was half shifcha, half baschorin to Reuven, and then she was freed and she had Kedushin to Shimon. So why doesn't it work? With both of them. She had a different status each time. The Gemara says, Manav Shach, either way, it's not both of them. If the Kedusha Reuven, if you can marry a Chetzi woman, half shifcha, half baschorin, then Reuven's Kedushin was a good Kedushin and Shimon's wasn't. And if the Kedushin of Shimon was a good Kedushin, and the Kedushin of Reuven wasn't a good Kedushin. If you can't do a half and half, and only Kedushin Shimon worked, then Reuven didn't work. Correct the Bnei Ishus, it's mashma that if she was miskadeshes to Shimon before she was freed, when she was still Chetzi, it works. She's considered Eisha Shnei Meis and Daraisa. Since there's no kares on the Kedushin of Reuven, because we pass in Kedushin Tofsim B'chai B'Lavin. There's only a lavi if she's Chetzi. So Kedushin are Tofitz B'chai B'Lavin. Tosa says that you don't find the Zika Shnei of Minatorah, but here it seems that there is two men. When she's half-half, she has Reuven and then Shimon. She's married to both them. Why is Shimon Chal? But she's only a Chai B'Lavin. Kedushin are Tofsim B'chai B'Lavin. But how can that be? Ain't Zika Shnei of Minatorah. So answers of Bnei Yoshua that even though Kedusha and Reuven don't have kares, nevertheless, the Kedusha and Shimon are tofes. Nevertheless, the Kedusha and Shimon are not tofes. Why? Because since the Kedusha of Reuven was tofes, so she's bir shuso and she has no yad to be makabel Kedusha from anybody else. He says that enochinami, it's only a lab, but it doesn't matter. Once she's already married to Reuven, she doesn't have the yad to be makabel from Shimon, even though it's only chayvei lab. The Avnei Milum and Simon and Dalet, Sifkat and Dalet, it's master of the Bnei Yoshua, when he proves from Kedusha Samel Zayin Amar Aleph, that the reason Kedusha aren't Tofes Beishas Ish is because all our rayas were Hukshu, Lachos Isha. And therefore the Hekadish is only a rayas Shem Chayvei Priestess. But Shivcha Charufa, this half-half woman, who doesn't have a Misa and Kares, isn't included in this Hekesh. And the Memela Kedusha are Tofes. So Avnei Milum argues with Bnei Yoshua, and he says, Kedusha are Tofes if she's half and half. There's no kares. However, Bnei Yoshua, we understand, he explains that Kedushin aren't Tofes Beishas Ish for two reasons. One, because of the erva Beishas Ish. And that's the erva that your chayav kares in Mrs. Bezdin, Hukshu kol arayis la'achos Ish, all arayis were equated to your wife's sister, that it's not Tofes, because it's a chiyuv kares. like the Sigin Kedushin. But the Bnei Yeshua adds another perspective, and that is that since she's already Mekudeshes to one person, that prevents her from being Mekudeshes to another person. In the Biuris, like there's a Kinyan. Like it says in Ksubis, based on the base, that the woman is Sada Shalabal. There's a Kinyan. So since she's Kinyan Larushin, she can't be married to the second one. And to explain this Kinyan, this Shut Machen Echaim, we're going with Chaim Sofer, is a Talmud of Chasim Sofer, and Simon Samachay, related, but a Talmud, on the Gedolei Ador in his time, in Hungary, 1800s. So he writes that a husband has a Kinyan B'yishtal L'biyah. And therefore it can be Baal when he wants, because there's a Kinyan Biyah. Kinyan Lo Mamish. And with that he explained the Gemara in Ksubis in Zion and Beis. That's why Torah, Rutsa B'as Yisrael, Chelas B'Truma. And in a Torah and a Rusa, betrothed B'as Yisrael can eat Truma, because it says, Kohen Kiknek Nefesh Kinyan Kaspo. V'ayna Kinyan Kaspo, when she's betrothed to a Kohen, she can eat Truma, but she's Kinyan Lo. Correct Abnei Milum and Siman Yud Zayin and the Chuvas, Yumaskel V'hinei, how's she called Kinyan Kaspo? There's no Kinyan Mammon. Maisi Adeh is the Baal, only the Rabbanim. When she's in a Rusa, B'chal, the Maisi Adeh go to her. So he says, like Abei Truna, we go Basar Kinyan Isser. No Basar Kinyan Mammon. When the husband has a Kinyan Isser, she's Miyuchadis, so she's a Surah Kol Mishum Eishes Ish. And therefore she can eat Truma. But he goes back and forth with them. But the Machaneh Chaim says, there's Varam Kipshutim. That a woman's considered Kinyan Kaspo Mamish, because she's Kinuya Lo Labiyah. And therefore she can eat Truma. Is Mamish considered Kinuya Lo? Now it's Eishes Ish. Now it's like a Kinyan Mammon. It could be the Avnei Milum doesn't accept this Ishitasa, he doesn't hold there is such a thing as Kinyan Mammon. Bnei Yeshua does. And therefore it's she's Kinuya Kinyan Mammon. And that's how the Machaneh Chaim explains why Rusa Bas Yisrael eats Truma, Kinyan Kaspa. And that's Omek Divrei Arashba. We learned earlier. He holds like the Bnei Yeshua. The B'chol Ma'aseh Kedushin is a din Eishes Ish, Erva. And there's also a din of Kinyan, she's Kinuya Labal. And that, the Gemara says that Kedusha Shimon weren't a Hanu, they weren't effective. To Aser her to Ruvain, out to Ishus, out to Erva. But Kinyan there is. And therefore, if Ruvain can't have a deal with her, because she's a Kinuya L'Shimon, and he's Mishtami, she's Tzgezel. And that's what he says. Ma'altzis Dibur, there's no Eishes Ish, because he says Chutz Me Ruvain. So she's Kinuya L'Shimon, and the Mela, it's Arya Disur Ruviala. Is the sister that's hovering upon her that asks her to Ruvain, and therefore she can't be with Ruvain. That's the Rashba's Chiddush. The Kedusha Ruvain lo ahanu only mishum eishes ish, but al Kinyan yes, and therefore Ruvain's also to her. And since Kedusha Shimon don't make a chalosa Ishus, and Isser Erva of Eishes Ish, she doesn't fall the Yibum. Because what creates the Yibum? The Yibum is chal because of the Ishus. Since there's no Ishus between Rabbi Reuven, between her and Shimon, Mela she's no felas le'yibum b'fnei Levi. She's not called Eishes Shnei Mason. And according to this, we can understand the Rashi in Gittin, that she's mutter to the Asur, she's divorced from this man, and mutter to the whole world is still considered a get. So even though the Chalos din Ishus that Asus her Akol Olam, and it's an erva of Eishes Ish wasn't changed by the get, because he was never mati her to the rest of the world. But the get is Chal on the din Kinyan. The vow was koner her for Kedushin. And when he says, Harei Megureshes Mimeni, Paka Kinyan, the Kinyan goes away. And therefore it's considered Reach HaGet that passes Min HaKahuna. But it's not a steer to what Tosfos says. But she's Mutter L'Siabe, and Rashi agrees. Because like we said, Yibum is determined by the fact that there's Ishus. And when he says to her, Harei Megureshes Mimeni, but you're still Asr, you're not Mutter to any man, you're still Asr to all the men. Meaning the Chalos Din Ishus remains, the Chalas Din Ishus between her and her husband remains, so she can do Yibum. It's not considered that she's divorced. So on one hand, it's Reach HaGet that passes Min HaKahuna, because the Kinyan Isser goes away, the Kinyan goes away. She's not Kinuya Lo anymore. Not like we said before, like the Miluim. If there's this Kinyan Isser, then she's in Yuchedis Lo, she's a Surah Kol Mishum Eishes Ish. No. She's Kinuya Lo. Kinyan Kipshuta. In the Mela, this Kinyan goes away, and she's considered divorced out Kahuna. But she can still do Yibum because the Ishus remains, because she's also Asar to the rest of the world, so the Ishus remains with her first husband. She could do Yibum. So according to our explanation of the Rashba and Gittin, it emerges that the Maisa Kedushin of a woman that she's nicknamed Sayideh B'Shlosha Drachim is Rak B'Yachas L'Din Kinyan. Through this Kedushin, she's Knuya L'Baal, Kesef Shtayim B'Yim. But B'Yachas L'Chalos Din Ishus, Yisroel Erbad Ishus Ish, that's only done by the Dibur of the Mekadesh. And we saw before that when Shimon's Mekadesh, everybody except for Reuben, there's no Ishus, because the Dibur was what makes the Ishus, and here there was no Dibur of Ishus. So that's the Chiluk. The Chiluk is that the Kinyan makes the Kinyan. Did I say the Kinyan makes the Kinyan? The three ways of Kedushin make the Kinyan. And the Ishus is made by the Dibur. And if the Dibur was no good, if Dibur didn't create Ishus, there's no Ishus. Like with Shimon saying, you're Asr to everybody except for Reuben. There's no Din Ishus. She's just Knuya L'Shimon Din Kinyan. And with this we can understand a very perplexing Rambam, the Din Yiyud B'Almei Ivri. It says in Kedushin Yotes on the days, Rabban Yosef Yehuda, most Rishonos that the father was makabel from the other and the Kesef Miknasa when he bought this Amma, were they given for Kedushin, that afterwards when he was Mekadesh her, they were given for Kedushin. That was B'Shas HaYiyud, the Kedushin was done through this Kesef that the father gave to the other and gave to the father, B'Shas HaMechira. Or no, Lav the Kedushin Niknu, and then the Kedushin is given by deducting the amount of money. Sheyesh La'adam, B'Shas HaYiyud. Aydei Giron Kesef. Sheyesh la'adam b'shas ha'yiyud aleh. He's miyayid her by being mochel the shibud that he has on it. Was it with the original money, or by being mochel what the shibud of avoda that he has on it later when he does the yiyud? So we pass him. Rabbanan, and most Rishonos the Kedushin Nidin. And the whole Maisa Kedushin was finished with Mana Mechira. There's a Tanai that afterwards there has to be Yud. And that's what it says in Rashi, Yitches on the base, the Mas Yud. It says, Harei Ati Udali, Kesef B'Bnasech. So it writes Rashi in Mishpatim, of Aleph and Yitches. And when the son is Miyayit, he says, Harei Mekudesh is the Kesef Shetiv Al Avich. Damayich. So the Rambam, in Hilchos Avadim, Perek Dalet Halacha Zayin, writes differently. Ketzer mitzasiyud, Amar Rabbi Fnei Shnayim, Arei Mekudesh Yisrael, Arei Mores, Arei Atli Liisha, Afilu B'Sov Sheish Shonu Shkiyas Samach L'Shkiyas Acham, Ve'eno Tzarech Litin Laklum, Shemos Rishonos L'Kedushin Litin. He doesn't say that he has to say, Arei Mekudesh Li B'Kesef B'Knesech. Why not? According to Rashi, you have to say Arei Mekudesh Li B'Kesef B'Knesech, because the most Rishonos were forgiven for Kedushin. And the Rambam omits that. Why is that? In Yerushalmi, in the first parak of Kedushin, in Halacha Beis, says, B'mei miyada, has a miyayid her, Amar V'zira miyada b'dvarim, with words. It says in front of two people, in other words, the Yerushalmi was bothered, Alib the Rabban, the most Rishonos the Kedushin, it knew. Then how's he doing the Kedushin? How's he doing the Yiyud? So the Yerushalmi says, b'dvarim. It's very difficult to understand. What's the kasha? Alright, the whole din of Moshe Rishonos the Kedushin Nitnu is that the Maisa Kedushin was finished b'shas ha'mechira. But tonight that there's a year afterwards. What do you mean miyada b'dvarim? There's already a Maisa Kedushin b'shas ha'mechira. So Ritzel Panovitcher explained that let's say Lu Yitzuyah, her father was allowed to marry his daughter Lisha, and his young daughter, if he would have a young daughter, he wouldn't have to do a Maisa Kedushin because of Shtar Rubiyah. It's obviously not allowed, but Lu Yitzuyah, he wouldn't have to do a Maisa Kedushin. Why? Because since the Torah gave him the schus to be Mekadesh and to give her over the chuppah, anybody he wants, which is a Ketana, Exeris HaKosav, is beating in front of Isha Zeh, and the Kinyan is done when the father receives the Kesef Kedushin, or the Shtar, even below Das Habas. If so, when he's Mekadesh to himself, it's Pasha that you don't need any Kinyan. Who's he going to give the money to? He's going to give the Shtar to. And the Kedushin is Chal, Ba'amira Ba'alma. All he has to do is say Arayim Kudashli, and that's it. And that's the Yisod Adin of most Rishonos the Kedushin. The Kinyan of Ibriya, the Adon is Kono, the whole Spus and the Koch that the father has in the daughter. Haim Lamaisi Adab, Haim the Kedushin, and the whole time that she's shaykh to the Adon. And therefore the Adon is in place of the father, and she's Knuyala, even for Kedushin. And because of that, Ba'amira Balma, that he says, Arayim Kudashli, this Mishnah Eden, it becomes Mekudeshes. You don't need any other Kinyan. The Adon is the Bailam on the Kedushin. It's like the father wouldn't need a Kinyan if it was Mudad in the Kaddish detail. And now the other is in his place. You just need two people for the Amira. It's not enough just to give the money B'Shas Maisa, but afterwards he says what he says. And that's it. That's all he needs to do. And that's what the Yerushalmi says. The Memiyad of B'Dvarim. The Emes, there's no Kinyan Kedushin here at all. The Kedushin Achali, the Amira. There's no Kinyan Kedushin. The Kedushin Achal, by the Amira that it says, Harayat Miuedisli. Harayat, Sloshim of the Rambam. Sloshim of the Rambam is Harayat Mukudeshesli, Harayat Muresesli, Harayat Lilisha. That's what he says. But he doesn't say Harayat Mukudeshesli B'Kesef B'Gnasech. Because the Kedushin are not done by the money. That the father gave. B'Shas Mechira. And the year is not Chala Mafrei B'Shas Mechira. The Mechira, what the Mechira does is it makes the Adam the Bailim and her Kedushin. And now he's been Makom Ha'av. And the Chalos Kedushin is by the Amira. Avarayat Mekudeshesli B'Shas Yid. And therefore he doesn't have to say B'Kesef B'Gnasa. Because it's like the father. Just like the father wouldn't have to say anything about the Kesef, or give any Kesef. He just says the Amira. That's it. It's already a Chalos Kedushin. Because she's completely B'Rishusa. And so to the Adam, he already bought rights there. So in the Mela, all he has to do is say Arayim Mukudeshesli and they're married. And therefore you don't need Eidim B'Shas HaMechira, just B'Shas HaYid. Because the Mechira is not a Maisa Kedushin. The Mechira is just a Kinyan. It's very hard to understand this with Ritz Lapanovich. Where do we find Kedushin without a Maisa Kedushin? Just Amira. What he's saying is there's a Kedushin without a Maisa Kedushin. It's just Amira. And the father also, if it would be mut from the Kaddish's daughter, the Choravada, he would have to do a Maisa Kedushin. So writes B'Pshitus, they have an Ezel, and Hilchos Havadim, Perak Dal, Allah Chazayim. However, based on what we explained, we understand very well. But the whole din that we require Maisa Kedushin was only said like the B'Yachas L'Din Kinyan. That through the Kedushin, the woman is Knuyel Abal. But B'Yachas L'Chalos Din Ishus, B'Sir Erba Deishus Ish. That's done on a day Dibu Shal HaMakadesh. Like we saw before in the Rashba and Gittin. So we explained the Rashba. So Memela, Lu Yitzuyah, that you could have a Kinyan without the Gimel Deracham Shisha Niknes Behem. We wouldn't need a Maisa Kedushin at all. It'd be not to do Amira. And therefore, about Mevriya, but there already is a Kinyan. So now, all we need is an Amira. And that's already going to make that Dibor is going to be Asira Kol Yama Kehekdesh. That's already going to make a Chalos Din Ishus. So again, the Shtims of the Rashba, that B'Shas Mechira is the Kinyan, and then B'Shas Amira is the Chalos Eishus Ish. And all you need is the Amira, you don't need anything else. So now we understand Ritz Lapanovich. You have these two aspects of Kedushin. You have the Kinyan and then the Kedushin. Once there's already a Kinyan, all you need to do is the Kedushin. The Kedushin makes the Eishus Ish. Just Amira alone. The Rambam in Hilchos Malachim, Perak Dalet, Halacha Dalet writes that a king can take Mikol Kol Yisrael Noshim U'Pelakshin. Noshim B'Ksuv V'Kedushin, U'Pelakshin B'Ksuv V'Kedushin. Takes women in Pelakshin. Women with Ksuv and Kedushin. Pelakshin without Ksuv and without Kedushin. Ella. Yichud B'Vat Konas Amateras, so just Yichud alone, and the king has himself a Pilagish. The Hedger is also the Pilagish. Ella B'Mivriya B'Vat Acharayim. The Rambam says words. Is that Verte? I don't know where the Rambam is coming Rambam says, but a hedger is also b'pilagish, but he's mutter b'am ivriya, after years. So first of all, Rambam writes in Ilchos Ishus Perek Aleph Halacha Daled that if a person's bol Isha L'Shem is Nispa Lo Kedushin, he gets Malchus Lo Yet Tia Kadesha. And because of that, a hedger is also b'pilagish, like the Lechem Mishnah writes in Hilchos Malachim. So why is this Isser mutter to the Kohen? The Shitaso, that Pilagish V'lo Ksu V'lo Kedushin. How does that woman V'lo Ksu V'lo Kedushin suddenly become mutter? And also he writes that a hedger is also b'pilagish, but he's mutter b'am ivriya. Well, what's the tzushtal? Am ivriya is his wife, pilagish isn't. Based on what we said, it's beautiful. But in every kedushin there's two aspects. And one is the kinyan, the husband's kohen or labiyah. And also there's the chalos din ishus, that he asks her to the whole world. If you have a king, why is there a shus lakachas mikol Yisroel nashim u'pilakshin? So the pilagish is already kinuya al yichud. And therefore there's no problem, there's no kasha that she should be yasser al tisser kedesha. Because after the kinyan, she's kinuya al labiyah. And she's like his wife after Erusin. This is no Isser Eish Ish because he didn't say Lashon Kedushin. The Isser of Erev Eish Ish is done by Dibur and Makadesh. But the Kinyan is a good Kinyan. There's no Isser Al Kadesha. Because just the Yichud alone, he has every right to take her. That's the right of the king, to take Nashim and Pil action. So the Yichud alone is enough. And since the Yichud is enough, there's no Isser Kedusha. But since he didn't say Lashon Kedushin, she's not an Eish Ish. And that's the comparison to the Am Ivriya. Since Am Ivriya is Kinuya La'adam, the Kinyan Kedushin is even placed with the father, all he has to do is Ishus, and that's what's done by the Yid. So therefore, the Adam is Mutarba, Gamatar is Pilagish when he doesn't say Ram Mekudeshesli. He just Miyachid her Labiyah, the Yichud Greda. That's what the Rama means. Hedger Asr B'Pilagish, Ela Ba'am Ivriya B'Varach are you. You can compare Pilagish to Am Ivriya. Because they're both Kinyanim. So just like a Pilagish is mutter out to Kinyan even though there's no Ishus, so too, the Amma, and that's a raya for Ravitzel Apanovitcher. Otherwise it's very hard to understand the Rambam. And the Rambam throws in that Amma, Pilagish. According to Ravitzel Apanovitcher, we understand that. He says, so it is that once you have a Kinyan, all you need to do is an Amira. If the Kinyan, if the father wouldn't be able to marry his daughter, then he already has the rights to her. There's already a Kinyan. So he'd have to do his Amira. Wouldn't have to do an actual Maisa Kedushin. And so to the Adam, who's been placed with the father. So all he has to do is this Amira, and that makes him his wife. And even beforehand, he's even Miyachid her. That would be like a Pilagish. Miyachid Rabbi, there's no Ishus. It's like a Pilagish. So these are some insights into the sugya of Kinyan Ishus, but then Noach of Yisroel, we said the two Kinyanim, is the actual Kinyan. And then there is the Chalos Din Ishus that asks her to the whole world. And there's obviously a lot more to say on the sugya, but we will conclude for now. Give ourselves a bracha, which is Zocha Lumad, Ulam, Additional, Last of the Times, Kol Avei Sam, to us of Yahava. Amen. Shalom, shalom, sweetest, most beloved.